Hey everybody, welcome to the Outlet Podcast. My name's Gazy, host of the Outlet Podcast. Check out my free audio content. It's an actual podcast on iTunes and Soundcloud. Just search Outlet Podcast. All major podcast landing sites. Yeah, free. Check that out. Also, my vlogs here on YouTube and Vidme. Vidme's getting all of my love. Vidme's getting special love, but I'm uploading to both, you guys, so everything's okay. I want to be where you guys need me to be, because you complete me. Alright, today I'm gonna upload a video to the Guys Only playlist. Guys Only, ladies, you can watch it, it's fine, don't worry about it. The Guys Only playlist is pretty much me giving advice to my 18-year-old self about various topics in life. Looking back, I've heard the words, the phrase, let's create a dialogue, creating a dialogue. And it's the most childish, pathetic phrase. It's the most exclusive phrase I've ever heard. Let's create a dialogue. Let's create a dialogue. Don't get me wrong. Creating a dialogue it's fine, but there has to be a purpose. And let me just get into it. The reason why I wanted to do this video about creating a dialogue is having watched 13 Reasons, having watched it, there are a lot of people who felt the need to create a dialogue for suicide and a lot of other things in life. But they said that we need to create a dialogue, and I think when something is spoken or repeated like 50,000 times, it loses its meaning. And something like suicide should not ever lose its meaning, because the severity is a ripple effect that will always ripple. The waters will never be still in the lives of everybody that's affected. So this idea of creating a dialogue, it begs a lot of questions. Number one, it's not bad to create a dialogue unless it has a purpose. There's a lot of people in life who just want to hear themselves talk. They want to hear themselves explain crap over and over and over again, and it has no purpose except verbosity. It has no helpful benefits for you, because it's just somebody wanting to expound and sound so much more articulate than they actually are in real life. The idea of creating a dialogue is for a purpose. You gotta realize that there are people who want to have an answer on a subject matter. They want answers. Why? So they can apply those answers to their lives. That is why you create a dialogue. If you're specifically talking about 13 Reasons, if you're talking about creating a dialogue, well, there are people that will be involved in the circle of conversation that need answers. They need them. So I hate the idea of people just wanting to create dialogue for vanity's sake. So, dude, there are people in life who are straight up vain people. They're just so narcissistic, wanting to hear themselves talk, and they don't really care about you. They want to say what they think, even though they're not even involved in the situation. They're not even close to the atmosphere of influence. There are people who have thought about committing suicide, and they are involved in these conversations looking for actual, realistic, heartfelt replies. But no, what do they find? They find a bunch of people who are just claptrap, just talking, just like the old ladies from The View. Just blah, blah, blah. You're all old. You're either all white, except, of course, what's her name? Whoopi Goldberg. You're all rich. You're all old. If the race thing hurts you, then just, I mean, put a Band-Aid over it. It's either you're all rich, you're all old. Nothing of this stuff applies to you because that's not in your circle of influence. So why are you talking about stuff that doesn't even matter to you? So that's number one. Number one is that people are looking for answers. The second reason that I got about creating a dialogue and stuff like that, not only is it for answers, but it's okay to be ignorant. It's okay to be ignorant. Now, people are very offended if you were to call them ignorant. I think it's definitely, you got to be careful and be sensitive and, learn how to talk. If you're going to say someone's ignorant, you should know that that's a very offensive word, but you should apply it in the proper definition sense and explain why they are ignorant of something. Not condescendingly, more restoratively. Burping. Yeah. So not everybody involved in a dialogue is going to be able to speak. These are people who are ignorant. They want answers. And that's the scary thing. Because depending on what the subject matter that's the dialogue that's being created, you got people who are actually thinking about committing suicide. And they're involved in these circles trying to get an answer. The Bible definitely talks about people who talks about wisdom, saying that, if you want to be perceived as wise, then hush your mouth. Really, if you want to be considered wise, then don't speak so much. Aaron Burr, sir. Talk less and smile more. Especially in matters like this. Not to be insensitive, but talk less. You know what I'm saying? The idea, and I'll wrap it up with this. The idea of creating a dialogue, it's done by people who are either ignorant or people who are vain. I think we can all sympathize with people who are ignorant of the matters. But people who are vain, you want to stay away from people who want to create dialogues that are just straight up vanity. They're just vain people. Stay away from them. And stay away from those conversations, because those don't have real, authentic, heartfelt answers. They don't. I don't like being involved in conversations that bring forth no such fruit. I don't like that. I think it's disingenuous. Of course it's not authentic, and it's dangerous for all the reasons I just explained. That's all I got. I think the generation currently that we're in loves to create dialogue because they feel that that's the responsible thing to do. But I'm not going to go to a plumber for my mechanic car problems because the plumber is not qualified for my problems. You don't go and enter into dialogues with people who are just straight up not qualified to answer, to give responses. Especially about matters like car problems and suicide. This would be an awesome video if I did entitle it Car Problems and Suicide. So what do you guys think? All of this was spurred from the 13 reasons, but I wanted to make it a more general conversation about, or a general diatribe about the dangers of creating a dialogue and how superficial that definitely sounds. Comment below, because I want to hear what you guys are saying. I want to hear what you're saying. I think you guys are, just because you might not be like behind a camera doesn't mean that your opinion is less valid than mine. I want to know the people who are liking, who are following, who are watching. There are tons of people that are watching these videos, which is great, and I'm happy. You guys make me happy because of that. So comment, leave your name, say hi at least, and I'll respond, because I love to respond to my views. I want to pay you guys the respect that you guys have gracefully shown me. So that's all I got. My name's Gazy, host of the Outlet Podcast. Find me on my social media. Hit me up on Twitter Everything else, like I said, description below. Connect and recharge.